and welcome to the Not Quite Tonight Show New Year's Special. I'm your host Luke Manus, and tonight we have a great show for you, because tonight is New Year's Eve. It's the end of 2020. Because of New Year's, many people will be partaking in traditions and good luck rituals to start the year off right. Given how awful this past year was, I wanted to partake in as many good luck bringing rituals as possible. And after looking into some of these traditions, I gotta say they better work because none of them seem pleasant. For instance, eating cabbage for good luck is a pretty famous New Year's tradition in the South. So essentially, after they drop the ball in New York, you can drop the ball on your own life by eating a gross vegetable. Another tradition that's more well known is making New Year's resolutions. Many people take the new year as an opportunity to reinvent themselves or finally get their life on track by making a ton of resolutions. However, a new study finds that people who make more than one resolution only end up achieving about 50% of what they originally aimed for. After some examination, I think this holds up. Like, take my New Year's resolutions, for example. At the beginning of 2020, my New Year's resolutions were to, number 1, stop wetting the bed, and number 2, grow my hair out. In recent celebrity news, Harry Styles, singer, songwriter, and god among men, wore a dress on the cover of Vogue. Many individuals praised Styles, however, some took offense to this, stating that gender nonconformity is wrong, which I completely disagree with. Some people even went as far as to say Harry's decision to wear a dress in a public setting like this was reckless. Now, that I honestly have to agree with. It was completely reckless for Harry Styles to go out like that, knowing damn well he could cut someone with how sharp he looks in that dress. In more solemn celebrity news, writer, comedian, and my personal hero, John Mulaney, has recently entered a rehab facility for a cocaine and alcohol addiction. And honestly,
I don't even have a joke for that. That's how much I hate that shit.
I wish him a very speedy recovery, and we here at the Not Quite Tonight Show celebrate anyone who is willing to better themselves. In vaccine news, pharmacists have discovered extra doses of the Pfizer vaccine in the shipping vials. This is due to the vaccine being shipped with a little extra liquid in each vial as potential insurance for leakage. Earlier this month, the FDA permitted use of those doses, which raised our supply by nearly 40%. However, in a unanimous Supreme Court decision, we have decided to give all of the runoff doses to Betty White to ensure that she will never die. This week in first world problems, fears for the future of movie theaters grew as Warner Bros. Recently announced that it will be releasing its entire 2021 lineup of films on HBO Max at the same time as their theatrical release dates. You know, because if there's one thing besides the coronavirus we hadn't gotten enough of this year, it's streaming services. If you're a masochist and you need yet another reason to cry this year, I highly recommend the brand new Pixar movie Soul. And it's groundbreaking in the fact that it's Pixar's first feature-length film with an African-American lead. Of course, given Disney's track record when it comes to animated movies starring minority characters, that character will spend most of the film as anything but a minority character. But for real though, it's the best Pixar movie since maybe Wall-E, so go watch it. And finally, this week in political news, after months of debate in the House and the Senate on whether or not to give out a new stimulus check, and if so, how much, Congress has decided on a stimulus bill of only $600. And honestly, the $600 after 8 months of nothing, while Americans are facing the worst economy and job market since the Great Depression, is so hilariously infuriating. The $600 after 8 months is like if someone found that famous hiker who had to cut off his own arm to survive, and instead of helping him out, they just threw down some Neosporin. It seemed Congress was dead set on passing a stimulus bill with only $600 for American citizens. However, Donald Trump, a reality star at heart, decided to make things more interesting and side with Democratic leaders like Bernie Sanders and demanded it be raised to $2,000. In other news, Bowser from the Super Mario games has recently decided to release Princess Peach. Many see this as a great thing. However, whatever Bowser does doesn't really matter anymore, as his recently appointed ally, Amy Comic Barrett, has promised to revoke marital rights for Birdos and Shy Guys. As much as I love to tease presidents, the real villain here is Senate Majority Leader Republican Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell blocked the increase from $600 to $2,000 yesterday, despite a 275 to 134 vote in the House of Representatives in favor of the increase. And since he blocked it, the Senate won't be able to vote on it at all. Democracy! We've got a great show for you tonight, but first, a message from our sponsors. Stick around. Welcome back, folks. John Oliver, comedian and host of Last Week Tonight on HBO, as part of his New Year's tradition, blew up the year 2020. And since a majority of this show is more or less an exact ripoff of his, you'd think we do the same thing. However, I'm a pacifist. I like to talk out my problems, so instead of blowing anything up, I'd like to bring out my next guest, the year 2020.
Hello, it's so great to meet you.
It's great to meet you too. I just really want to thank you for giving me this opportunity.
You ruined my life, I'll kill you! Listen, man, I'm really sorry. I'm not normally like this. I'm a pacifist, really. I've had a pretty bad year.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I think everyone has.
Not everyone. Jeff Bezos made over $92 billion during the pandemic alone.
You son of a...
Well, folks, that's our show. Be sure to tune in next week when I'm more emotionally stable. I hope you all have a happy new year. Drive safe, and as always, respect women.